parts like this being additively manufactured nowadays is transforming industries across the globe. Let's find out how AMufacture here in Portsmouth are being supported by Matsuura to help them with multi-jet fusion capability.
I think with AMufacture, one of the things that impresses me is the quality of the parts. I mean, these guys are up there with some of the best manufacturers on HP equipment in Europe quite easily.
The best thing about our printers is that we can rely on them, the repeatability, and the fact that when we have those materials, when we have those printers going, we also know that in the background there's Matsuura's support. So if anything goes wrong, if we require anything, we can call them. And in the same way, if we want more advanced capabilities or more advanced assistance, we can go to HP. My name is Craig Pyser. I run a company called AMufacture. We specialize in 3D printing, based down in Portsmouth, and we make parts for other people. So we started off a few years ago, about 2019, focusing on the marine sector, and we were probably leading so in terms of additive manufacturing for that part of the industry. But what's happened over the last few years as we've grown, as people have got to know us, is we've now developed into other sectors such as automotive, renewables, and aerospace. And that's really where this sector's become, or the industry has become so much more exciting. So our first machine is conveniently here known as P3. We now have 5 MJF printers. I'll come into why it's a little more than 5, but at the moment we have 5 MJF printers here, and this one, P3, was our first one. We took delivery of that in September 2021. It was one of the first HP 5210s in the UK. It was delivered by and put in by Matsuura, and we started working on that printer with that printer in, as I said, 2021. Within a couple of years, we were told by HP it was the busiest single 3D printer in Europe. What sets us apart from other companies is that from day one, we've always listened to what do our clients want, what is the demand, what kind of parts, what functional parts, what is it they desire. And it comes down to the fact that when we started printing, we started using MJF technology. And that obviously provides a certain type of material, it provides a certain type of finish, certain type of processing is possible. But there's also demand for other types of materials. So we've gone down other routes as well, not just MJF, gone into Stratasys, we've gone into other FDM printing, SLA printing to deliver what the clients want. And that really is at the heart of what we do at AMufacture, which is we listen to our clients and we go down the route of what do you guys need, can we provide, and if we can, we'll buy it, we'll deliver it.
What Matsuura do is we basically assess whether you've got a business case to obviously buy a machine to start off with, and we do that quite easily through basically a process called TCO. We look at the demand that you're generating for part manufacture, and we can easily sort of assess whether there's a viable business case. If you're making X amount of components, then it justifies the investment in the machinery. I mean, these guys, yeah, they never fail to surprise me, to be honest. They have grown from strength to strength. I mean, one of the areas that they had a lot of success in the early days was marine, and it was an area that we hadn't really got into. But they quickly generated almost their own niche in the market through manufacturing components in the marine industry, but that's then grown to, you know, working with automotive, medical, aerospace, anyone really, to be honest. They were obviously very successful. I mean, I can't remember how quickly it was. It was probably within 12 to 18 months that they were on to their next machine.
Once we had our first printer in place, we realized the customer liked what we were doing and they wanted more of what we were doing. So we had that wonderful opportunity to then go out and raise some more money to finance our growth. And within that came our next 2 printers. One is the HP MJF 5420, which is the white machine. It's the only one in the UK currently operating as white. And then we had another machine as well that was again a 5210. We then, after a period of time, upgraded both of our 5210s to 5620s. Again, that was for more optionality, for more material options, and we ended up doing things like beta testing HP's ESD material, and we're the first to offer that in the UK. So when we take an order from a client, It's always about the customer experience, it's all about the customer journey, so we'll listen to what is it you actually need the parts for. So sometimes they'll come out the printer, they just want them to be dusted off, cleaned, and straight back out to the client. But most of the time, there's a lot of post-processing that goes into it. And for that, it will be not just cleaned off, they may be dyed, they may be vapor fused, they may go through a polishing process, vibro polishing, or they may, as very often happens, require things like inserts, or the parts are too large for the build, and we end up doing some split and join, which we're experts at. The result for the customer is they can understand what's possible with additive manufacturing, what's possible with 3D printing, and most importantly, what's possible with the MJF technology that we have. So they're able to go out, they're able to deliver parts that could be larger than the normal size build. It's almost like our clients are constantly looking at challenging us to see what can be delivered, how can we optimize our parts or their parts for them and deliver even more for the client. So if a part happens to be a lot bigger than our build capacity or build size, we're able to look at that part, see if it's possible to be split, and if it is, how can we split it and deliver something that is functional and perfect for the client.
I think there's plenty of people that can basically print smaller to mid-sized components that quite easily fit in the build volume. But I think what sets these guys apart is the fact that they can do that. But also, if you go around the place here, you'll see some of the larger components that they make are way bigger than the build volume. And they're joining those components, and it's very difficult to see where the actual join is. Well, it's impossible to see it. And I think that's got them into applications that some of the other guys potentially haven't gone into.